Welcome to Mrs. J's Book Nook. Today I am reading you an all-time favourite story of my childhood. It is called Caps for Sale. Story and pictures are by Esphyr Slobodkina. As you can see by the condition of the book, it is extremely old. It is the original book that I had as a child. It was first published in 1940 by Scholastic and copyright 1940. I've used this book over the years in my classrooms for drama, and the children can act out the story. Also, just be aware the text in the books that talk about the colour of the caps is slightly different to the illustrations because of the reprinting and the age of the book. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like any ordinary peddler, carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. First he had on his own checked cap, then a bunch of grey caps, then a bunch of brown caps, then a bunch of blue caps, and on the very top, a bunch of red caps. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight so as not to upset his caps. And as he went along, he called, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" One morning he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up the street and he walked down the street calling, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" But nobody wanted any caps that morning. Nobody wanted even a red cap. He began to feel hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," said he. And he walked out of town slowly, so as not to upset his caps. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. That's a nice place for a rest," thought he. And he sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back little by little against the tree trunk so as not to disturb the caps on his head. Then he put up his hand to feel if they were straight. First his own checked cap, then the grey caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, and then the red caps on the very top. They were all there. So he went to sleep. He slept for a long time. And when he woke up, he was refreshed and rested. But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place. All he felt was his own checked cap. He looked to the right of him. No caps. He looked to the left of him. No caps. He looked to the back of him. No caps. He looked behind the tree. No caps. And then he looked up into the tree. And what do you think he saw? On every branch sat a monkey, and on every monkey was, a grey or a brown or a blue or a red cap. Well, the peddler looked at the monkeys. The monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he spoke to them. "You monkeys, you," he said, shaking a finger at them. "You give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him and said, This made the peddler angry, so he shook both hands at them and said, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook their hands back at him and said, "Oh dear." Now he felt quite angry. He stamped his foot and he said, "You monkeys, you better give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, By this time, the peddler was really very, very angry. He stamped both his feet and shouted, "You monkeys, you must give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped both their feet back at him and said, At last he became so angry that he pulled off his own cap, threw it on the ground and began to walk away. But then each monkey pulled off his cap. And all the grey caps and all the brown caps and the blue caps and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. So the peddler picked up his caps and put them back on his head. First his own checked cap, then the grey caps, then the brown caps, and then the blue caps, and then the red caps on the very top. And slowly, slowly, he walked back to town calling, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" The end.